Hey, this is Matt with Let's Talk Music at rockmusicandmore.com. I'm here with Matt from Post Profits. How we doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
So you guys are out of Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
How's the music scene down there?
Music scene in our town, it's a little different. It's more country, but the Austin scene is very good. The Houston scene is pretty good. Dallas scene's very good. Texas just has musicians everywhere,
Right.
and it's
Yeah,
such a
there's
big
been.
state.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're saying it's such a big state, and just there's musicians flowing out of it everywhere. Everywhere we went, we ran into a musician everywhere we go. So
That's kind of cool. I mean, you guys ever kind of swap stories or anything, or?
oh yeah, a lot of the time we do, yeah. Just shooting the shit, having a good time, or we're playing show with them. So
Right, right. So, you have a new single out. When you
yes,
think it's right, it's wrong, correct?
yeah, it's the album. When you think it's right, it's always wrong.
Mm-hmm. And so tell me about the single.
Smother, yeah, that song we wrote. We started that song back in 2018 or 2019. Um, we really liked how we wanted to use that one as our focus track for when we came out because it's personally one of our favorite songs. It's one of my favorites to play live, and it has a real good kick to it. So I feel like it kind of gives, if you just listen to the single alone, I feel like it gives people an idea of what post profit is. So
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it. So you say you wrote it back in 2018, 19. So I'm taking it that COVID kind of screwed up the release of that, or did it just take that long to go ahead and produce it?
well, for the whole album, it took about 3 years. COVID did have something to do with it, but it actually worked out because we didn't have the whole album done yet at that point. And we ended up going through and re-recording everything, making sure we got everything going. And then we finished late last year, we finished everything on it. And so the song took about like roughly like, yeah, it was written back in like 2018, 2019. 2019 is when it like really was done. And then we went back through and re-recorded everything in 2020 during the pandemic. So yeah, it took about that much to have it done.
Yeah, it really messed with a lot of bands. I mean, some bands kind of were that I've talked to were kind of cool because that they wrote tons of new music. Other bands were, like, holy crap, I'm the one stir crazy, want to get out and tour. And,
Mhm.
I mean, I think it would be nice as a musician to have that time because, I mean, you guys are usually so busy, with tour schedules and, coming up with new stuff and everything. And to be able to sit down and just write a whole lot of music and that to me would be beneficial.
Oh, definitely, definitely. We actually, whenever that stuff hit, we ended up writing, I think, two or three more songs for the album. One of them, "Life Isn't Beautiful," was actually the last song we wrote before before um, before we put on the album.
Hmm.
We it was a last minute decision. We were like, "This song is sick. You want to put it on the album?" Yep, let's go. And so we ended up tracking it right after that, and then we finished the album right there. So
Awesome. So you guys are getting ready to go out on tour, or are you on tour now?
we're getting ready to go out on tour with Escape the Fate and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus in April. Our first date is April 17th.
Yeah,
At,
you guys are actually coming to Columbus, Ohio, right?
the tour is, we're only doing the southern leg, so we go all the way up to Florida.
Ah,
Yeah, no, that would be sick though. We're
yeah,
definitely out there.
it's a music town, that's for sure. We get a lot that rolls through here, which is kind of odd. I mean, we're just a podunk Midwestern state, and
Mhm.
It's the music scene is huge here. And I mean, we got some pretty good venues, and it's always a good time to, see the different genres and different people come through. So,
Yeah, it's
um,
pretty sick.
so how long is the Southern Leg?
It's only gonna be like 6 or 7 dates.
Okay. And then what do you think's after that?
We'll be coming back home for about like 2 or so weeks. Then we'll head up to Daytona in Florida to do Welcome to Rockville.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the festivals definitely are the big thing nowadays. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I mean, we had Rock on the Range here. We have Incarceration, and
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely worth the money. I mean,
Absolutely.
3 days of music or however long the festivals usually are. I mean, it's definitely worth the money.
For sure. Yeah. The
So,
festivals are getting really, really good now. Like they're starting to get all these powerhouse bands all on one bill, and it's like, wow. We went last year, and that was crazy. That was one of the best rock festivals I've ever been to. So
yeah. So then when is that's your last? Is that your last leg of the tour, or are you guys
uh
starting something new from there?
no, we'll actually just be doing Rockville, and then we'll be coming back. And then we're actually working on some new material right now. So we will be going into the studio sometime later on this year.
Okay. So, what got you into music, man?
Uh, I've just been fascinated by it since I was a kid. My parents grew me up in music, and it's been a big thing in my life ever since. My dad got me into starting off with 80s and 90s rock music and everything. And it just kind of grew from there. And I think for sure when I was 2 or 3 is when I was like, when I was 5 is when I really wanted to just be like, yeah, I'm just going to be a musician. And so just went from there, and kind of learned everything from either my dad or learning it myself. So
Now, what is your role in the band?
I play guitar and I sing.
Oh, okay. So like, I don't know, it's just kind of a thing that we're hold on, I lost my train of thought there for a sec.
You're good, man.
But no, I don't know. I've been getting a lot of up and coming bands that people are sending me, and it's it's really neat to just talk to people and see, where they come from, what they're about. And I mean, I appreciate every one of you that, take the time to do this with me. And it's fun. It's not like I'm not, doing it for notoriety or anything like that. It's fun for me because it's like you. I've always had a fascination with music. I mean, I grew up on 80s, 90s rock. I go, into some 70s, but
Mhm.
so like, who are your? I know this is like the biggest question ever, but who is your influences?
Main influences. Hmm. Uh, I would probably give it. I'll give like my top 5 because there's
Okay,
so many. But I'll say Deftones, Foo Fighters. God rest his soul, Taylor. May he
I
rest
know
in
that
peace.
was sad.
That killed me, man. That killed me for sure. That one hurt a lot. Um, Failure. I'm really big fan to like deep into alternative stuff.
Right.
Um, One that I grew up with was a POD. I
Okay.
That's what really got me into some heavier stuff. And my 5th one, I'll say, shoot, this is a hard one. My fifth one, I'll say Incubus.
Okay.
I'm a really big fan of Incubus.
Yeah, all good bands. Never seen the Deftones live. Has seen Incubus or any of them guys. Never got to see the Foo Fighters. And speaking of Taylor, that was just, I think that hurt a lot of people. I think it really mostly destroyed, Dave.
Yeah, for real.
So
And it sucks because we were gonna see him at Rockville, and so that was gonna be like like a defining moment like in our lifetime to say that we got to see Foo Fighters, and that happened unfortunately. And man, it sucks. It sucks really, really bad.
yeah.
So,
So I mean, outside of music, what do you like to do?
I like to do a lot of things. I mean, I'm kind of spontaneous with it, but I do anything, a lot of things that I do, it goes around music. I'm a music junkie, so I constantly stay around music all the time, whether I'm playing it on my phone or listening to somebody or whatever. Like, but yeah, I like to go out and I love skateboarding, even though I can't skateboard. So I'll go watch people skateboard and kill it and stuff. I love doing that during the summer because it's like really hot and everybody's out.
Right.
It makes me feel like I'm back in like the 2000s or some shit. You know what I mean?
Right. I like the shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, I'll go ahead and wrap it up with you, man. I won't keep you too long. I appreciate you doing this with me. And if you get a chance on Facebook, I have a page called Let's Talk Music. Actually posted your new release information on there and your tour schedule, everything for Allison.
Okay.
So if you get a chance, go on there and like it. That'd be great.
For sure, man.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a good evening, and I hope to see you out here in the Midwest sometime soon.
For sure, man. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Talk to you later.
You too, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.